Kim Jong Un, a name that resonates across the globe, often accompanied by a sense of unease and curiosity. The name alone evokes a mixture of fear, fascination, and bewilderment. For many, he is a figure of dread, a symbol of the unknown. To the Western world, he remains an enigma, a reclusive dictator shrouded in propaganda and mystery. His every move is calculated, his every word scrutinized. He rules North Korea, one of the most isolated and repressive nations on Earth, with an iron fist. His regime is marked by its strict control over the populace and its aggressive posturing on the global stage. Yet behind the facade of absolute power lies a complex figure shaped by a unique upbringing and driven by a potent mix of ambition and paranoia. His childhood was one of privilege, yet also one of immense pressure and expectation. Kim Jong Un's story is not just about political maneuvering and nuclear threats, it is also about the personal struggles and the psychological battles he faces. It's a human story, albeit one marked by tragedy, brutality, and an unsettling disregard for human life. The suffering of the North Korean people under his rule is a testament to the harsh realities of his governance. To understand the man behind the mask, we must delve into his past, exploring the events and influences that forged his worldview and propelled him to the apex of power in one of the world's most secretive states. His family legacy, particularly the shadow of his father, looms large over his actions and decisions. This is the story of Kim Jong Un, a dictator grappling with the legacy of his father, the weight of his own ambition, and the ever-present threat of shadows, both real and imagined. His speeches are filled with rhetoric, but they also reveal glimpses of his inner turmoil and the constant vigilance he must maintain. It is a story that will take us deep into the heart of the Hermit Kingdom, where loyalty is paramount, dissent is silenced, and the line between reality and the meticulously constructed narrative of the state is often blurred beyond recognition. In this land, the truth is a rare commodity, and the image of Kim Jong Un is carefully crafted to maintain his grip on power. As we journey through this enigmatic landscape, we will uncover the stark contrasts between the propaganda that glorifies the regime and the harsh realities faced by its people. This is the enigma of Kim Jong Un, a leader whose story is as complex and multifaceted as the nation he rules. Born in 1982 or 1984, the exact date remains a state secret. Kim Jong Un's early life was anything but ordinary. His birth itself is shrouded in mystery, a reflection of the secretive regime he would one day lead. Raised in the lap of luxury, he was the youngest son of Kim Jong Il, the then supreme leader of North Korea. From a young age, Kim Jong Un was surrounded by opulence, a stark contrast to the lives of ordinary North Koreans. His childhood was a strange mix of privilege and isolation, marked by opulent surroundings and constant surveillance. Every aspect of his life was meticulously controlled, ensuring he remained within the confines of the Kim dynasty's influence. Educated partly in Switzerland, young Kim Jong Un developed a taste for Western luxuries, basketball, skiing, and fast food. His time in Switzerland offered him a glimpse into a world vastly different from his homeland, yet this exposure was carefully managed. Despite being in a foreign land, he was always accompanied by chaperones, his movements monitored, his interactions with outsiders limited. This curated experience was designed to shield him from the realities of life beyond North Korea's borders. The controlled exposure to the outside world likely contributed to his distorted worldview. While he enjoyed the luxuries of the West, he was never truly free to explore or understand it fully. This upbringing fostered a sense of entitlement, a belief in his own exceptionalism, and perhaps a deep-seated fear of the unknown. The constant surveillance and isolation from genuine human interactions shaped his perception of the world. These formative years, spent in the gilded cage of the Kim dynasty, played a crucial role in shaping the man he would become. A ruthless leader, obsessed with control, deeply suspicious of the outside world, and willing to go to any lengths to maintain his grip on power. The sense of entitlement and exceptionalism was further reinforced by the constant adulation and reverence he received from those around him. This environment, devoid of any dissent or criticism, created a leader who believed in his infallibility. As he grew older, these traits became more pronounced. His upbringing in a world of privilege and isolation, combined with the absolute power he inherited, made him a leader who would stop at nothing to maintain his authority. The peculiar mix of luxury and control in his early years set the stage for the autocratic rule that would define his leadership. Within the Kim family's dynasty, power dynamics were complex and often ruthless. The family, known for its iron-fisted rule, has always been shrouded in secrecy and intrigue, with each member playing a critical role in maintaining the regime's grip on power. While Kim Jong Un ultimately succeeded his father, his path to leadership was not preordained. The journey was fraught with internal family struggles and political maneuvering, as various factions within the regime vied for influence and control. He had an older brother, Kim Jong Nam, who once seemed the likely heir apparent. Kim Jong Nam was initially groomed for leadership, enjoying the privileges and responsibilities that came with being the eldest son. However, Kim Jong Nam's star began to fade after an embarrassing incident in 2001. This incident marked the beginning of his downfall, as it exposed vulnerabilities that were unacceptable in the eyes of the regime. He was caught attempting to enter Japan on a fake passport, purportedly to visit Tokyo Disneyland. This act of folly not only embarrassed the family, but also raised questions about his judgment and suitability for leadership. This public humiliation, coupled with rumors of his criticism of the regime, led to his father's disfavor. Kim Jong Nam's outspoken nature and perceived disloyalty further alienated him from the inner circle of power. Kim Jong Un, though younger, was seen as more ideologically aligned with his father and possessed a more ruthless streak. His ability to navigate the treacherous waters of North Korean politics made him a more suitable candidate in the eyes of the regime. He was groomed for leadership, rapidly ascending the ranks within the Workers' Party of Korea. His rise was marked by a series of strategic moves that consolidated his power and eliminated potential rivals. Meanwhile, Kim Jong Nam lived in exile, a potential threat lurking in the shadows. His existence was a constant reminder of the unresolved succession issues and the potential for dissent within the regime. This sibling rivalry, played out against the backdrop of North Korea's brutal political landscape, would have dire consequences for Kim Jong Nam. The regime's history of dealing with perceived threats was well documented, and Kim Jong Nam's fate seemed increasingly precarious. His very existence represented a challenge to Kim Jong Un's legitimacy, a challenge the new leader would soon address with characteristic brutality. The lengths to which Kim Jong Un would go to secure his position and eliminate threats were a testament to the ruthless nature of the regime. In 2017, the world watched in horror as Kim Jong Nam, the estranged half-brother of Kim Jong Un, was assassinated in broad daylight at a Malaysian airport. Two women, seemingly pawns in a larger game, smeared a deadly nerve agent on his face. Within hours, Kim Jong Nam was dead, a victim of a brazen assassination plot that sent shockwaves across the globe. The assassination was a chilling reminder of the ruthlessness of the Kim regime. It demonstrated that Kim Jong Un was willing to use extreme measures, even on foreign soil, to eliminate perceived threats and consolidate his power. The plot itself was as audacious as it was meticulously planned. The assassins, recruited under false pretenses, were trained to carry out the attack with chilling precision. The nerve agent VX was chosen for its lethality and rapid action, ensuring a swift death. This act of cold-blooded murder cemented Kim Jong-un's image as a ruthless dictator, unafraid to use violence to silence dissent even within his own family. It served as a stark warning to anyone who dared to question his absolute authority.